What's the story, guys? This is day 3 of the Jim Gavin story, and this just keeps getting better and better. As you know, Jim pulled out because he owed a debt of 3,300 quid to a tenant that he rented an apartment out to. Well, 7 hours ago, the Crime World podcast named the person behind that, and it's their thumbnail, by the way, that I have up on the start of this video. And it turns out the man's name is Nial Donald, and he's the co-host of that podcast, and he's a journalist for the Sunday World. Now, this is amazing. Like, I was under the impression that it was just some randomer that rented the house off him. You know, some poor Josephine soap that, needed somebody to keep a roof over their head. And that's what, if you're forgiven for not knowing it. But this is a journalist that works for the Sunday World. And apparently, it's his party piece to go around every time that Dublin won a match to say to lads, well, I wonder if I get me money back that Jim owes me. So how could the Fianna Fáilers not know this? How could their due diligence, which they've been gone about for the last 3 days now, not find this out? I mean, we've literally had the last 2 days of Fianna Fáilers coming out, talking up about how much research they've done and how this is all completely out of the blue and there's no way they could have found out anything about it. Talking about how they're going to take all this stuff on board and they're going to learn from this sort of stuff. And then, like I said, 7 hours ago, this bombshell falls out of the sky. This is actually starting to look like enemy action. This is looking like somebody wants to take Micheál Martin out. Because he was on News Talk this morning talking to Kenny, saying no one had a notion about where this was coming from at all. And it's just simply impossible that journalists, guys who are literally in bed with the political class, that nobody turned around and told them, hang on a sec, there's a story here. Particularly, as even mentioned in that Pat Kenny thing, that somebody did actually talk to them about solicitors' letters being sent out to Jim in relation to a landlord issue. Martin acknowledged that they got that warning, but he said his research was basically to ask Jim, and Jim said there was nothing in it. So I don't even know if that's true. But what we can say is the drip of information we're getting now really looks like they're trying to go for a leadership push in Fianna Fáil. Because as I said, Micheál was the man who wanted him and named him and got him the nomination. But like I said, this story just keeps getting worse and worse. I can't believe it's not manufactured now at this stage to try and take out Micheál. Because everybody that's come out in the last couple of days defending him has just been humiliated. Like I said, the thumbnail that I took for this video, it's from that Crime World podcast. That's the name of their station. If you can click on that, I think there's a 35-minute video where you can watch it yourself. So give the guys a view so they can get a bit of credit for this. And I just can't believe what's going to come out maybe in the rest of the week. So just a short vid. Like I said, the summary again, Nial Donald, a Sunday World journalist, was the tenant that was owed the 3,300 quid off of Jim Gavin, and apparently nobody Fianna Fáil knew this. At this stage, I'm starting to feel the need to say stay tuned and find out what happens tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a good one.